What's up guys, Paul here for Tech Freak TV, hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be a review for the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. I finally got my upgrade and I had the Galaxy S4 before, so I thought I'd upgrade to get the bigger phone. Start off with, as you can see, I've gone for the white version. The size of the display, it's a 5.7 inch display. It's a Super AMOLED capacitive touchscreen with 16 million colours. It's got a resolution of 2560 by 1440. That gives you a PPI of 515. It comes with cornering Gorilla Glass. Platform ships with Android 4.4. It should be upgrading to Android Lollipop 5.0. As of this video, I think some areas have already got the upgrade. I'm in the UK, so I'm still waiting to get the upgrade on the handset. It's got the Qualcomm Snapdragon 805 chipset. The CPU, it's a quad-core 2.7 GHz Cray. The GPU is the Adreno 420. It has a memory card slot, which is in the back, and I will show you that in a little bit. I'll take the back off so you can have a look. It's got internal memory of 32 gig, 16 megapixel at the back. I'll show you some more details of the camera and what the camera looks like. Some of the other features, it takes dual shot, simultaneous HD, image recording, touch focus, face and smile detection, panorama and also HDR. The video, it shoots at 2160 at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 60 frames per second. This also has OIS, so it's got the optical image stabilization. Secondary camera, which is at the front. Here it's the 3.7 megapixel and that shoots at 4040p. Loudspeaker at the back. It's improved over the S4. It is louder. Obviously it's not going to be as booming as some of the newer handsets or the front facing handsets, but you get a good volume with this handset if you just want to listen to some music or say a podcast. It's got a good quality of sound. It's got the 3.5mm jack, which is just at the top. It's got your Wi-Fi 802.11, has Bluetooth 4.1, GPS, NFC, and it's also got an infrared port at the top as well. So you could use that for your remote for your cable box or for your TV. It's got fast charging capability, so they're saying you'll get about a 50% charge in half an hour, and I must say that's pretty accurate, because the times that I have charged it from about 5%, it has got to 50% within half an hour, so that's really handy on the go. So if you want to get in, get out, you're going out for the evening, quickly drop it on charge and you'll get 50%, and that will more than likely get you through the evening and obviously to the early hours as well. It's got a really good battery life. I have got some screenshots on here which I will show you at some point during the video. The battery inside this is the 3220 milliamp hour battery. Suggested talk times are 20 hours, music playback up to 80 hours. As I said, this is in the white version, and you can get it in black and gold, and I think like a blossom or a light pink as well. So let's take you around the handset. So as you can see, you got the home button here, that also doubles up as a fingerprint sensor. I know quite a few people have said that it's not as good as other handsets, but I haven't found it to be a major problem. As long as I think you don't go too fast, then it just can't read the print. But so far, I'd say 8-9 times out of 10 it works. Speaker at the top. You've also got your sensors. There's your front facing camera. On the bottom you've got your S Pen. I'll show you some of those features as well. That's where you got your charging port. There's 2 mics there at the bottom. On this side you've got your power button. On this side you've got your volume rocker, and as I said at the top, so you've got the 3.5mm jack. I'll get that a bit closer. You've also got the IR blaster here, and on the back, so as I say, there's your flash and your sensor. So you've got your heart rate monitor, your SpO2. 16 megapixel camera here with optical image stabilization, and there's the speaker port. So I'll just take the back off for you. Alright, so that's the back cover off. So here you've got the battery, 3220 milliamp hour battery. At the top here is where your SD card, and this takes SD cards, micro SD card up to 128 gig, and obviously that's where the SIM card goes. The port here is for your Qi wireless charging. This is the standard back that comes with it, so as you can see there's no terminals or connectors in there. And here is your speaker. So the first thing you're going to notice with this phone is the display, and the display is absolutely amazing. So there it is. Obviously I'm just going to show you now. So it works. I'll turn it off again. So the sensor's pretty accurate. You can see that it works. And so this is the display. The phone, very fluid. At the moment you can see I'm using a different launcher. I'm actually using Next Launcher. I like this one because of the transitions and the 3D type effects that you get with it. So I'm running at about 50% brightness, so I'll just turn it all the way. I've only got it down just so it doesn't glare while I'm doing this video, but as you can see it's very nice lovely colours on there. This really nice phone. One of the best displays that I've seen, and obviously at a 5.7 inch, great for if you're watching movies or shows or anything on here, because the quality is really good and it's got a good quality speaker on the back. I know obviously with the speaker being on the back, people say that if you obviously put the handset down it muffles the sound. I've only found that to be the case on things like maybe a bed or sofa, something soft, something like this on a hard table, or just generally holding it in your hand because you're going to cut the sound towards you. It's more than ample enough sound that comes off of this, so I wouldn't really complain too much about that. Oh, there you go, it just didn't read the fingerprint, so it's come up through now. So there you've got your toggles on the top, your Wi-Fi, location, your sound, orientation, your Bluetooth, data, download booster, ultra power saving, your multi-window and flight mode. I'll just turn this down a little bit just so it looks a bit better. If you want to get into your settings, this is where all your settings are stored. At the moment you can see here it's in categories, and you can just sort of scroll across to the various different categories, and then you can scroll up and down to obviously select the category that you want. If you didn't like that view, up here it does say view as. Change the view so we can go to list view, and then what you'll see, it will just continually scroll all the way to the bottom with each subheading, and you'll notice each section is a different coloured icon, so that sort of keeps it colour coded. Me personally, I prefer to view it as a tab view. I just find it's easier for me just to navigate around to get to the things that I want to get to. So obviously this is the app drawer, and as you can see, scrolls really fast, really responsive. I can't fault it. Really nice. It's a quick display, obviously with a new phone, the chipset. It's very fluid and responsive. I'll show you the camera, so I'll just bring a couple of little toys into the shot just so you can have a little look at what the camera looks like. Okay, so here's the interface itself. Let's try and put it back a little bit. Okay, so here's the camera interface. So you can take the photo using the volume rocker if you wanted to. This is your touch to focus. You can see how quick that takes a photo. Really quick there, and if you want to have a look, this is the photo here, here and here, so you can obviously zoom in, you can get some really nice detail. That's the one where I tap to focus on this side, and you can just keep zooming in. And obviously with the resolution on the screen this size, it records in 4K on a 2K screen. It does really look amazing. What I'll do, I'll just touch the focus on the first character here. Just take that one again. So very fast, opens it up, there you go, look at that. The detail on this is really a good quality camera. As I said, you've got the optical image stabilization here as well, so shaky hand, that's going to help you out in a low light room. That's going to help you out as well. I've got some photos that I will be uploading on another video at some point. It's going to show you daylight, low light, indoor, outdoor, as well as nighttime. And this camera is amazing. This side, so that's a camera shutter button, takes the picture. This is for your video recording. So as you can see, you can pan left, pan right, sort of up and down, and you can pause that. You can take photos as well if you want to, and I'll stop this and then I'll show you the playback on the video. So we just play that one back and just leave on that one. Recording. So as you can see, you can pan left, pan right, sort of up and down, and you can... Alright, so there you can see the video. Again, really good quality. So down here you've got your modes. So at the moment, like I said, I've got it on auto. You have got beauty face, you've got shot and more, rear cam selfie, you've got selective focus, panorama and food. If you wanted to manage the modes that are shown on your display, you can go into it from here. Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong one. Let's go back a second. Come back out of that one. Back into camera. Okay, so on the modes, if you wanted to change the selected ones, just go into manage modes. And here you can see the modes that you have. So say if I didn't want the food, I can select it, click on done. And then you'll notice now, if I come into here, if I come into the modes, it's no longer there, that one's gone. If you wanted to download more, by all means you can do that. There's some more modes that you're able to download. On this side, I'll go through some of the settings on here. So this is the main settings here. So 16 megapixel. You can also take a 4x3, 12 megapixel. You could take a 1x1, 8.9 megapixel, 4x3, 8 megapixel, and 16x9, 6 megapixels. That's your, obviously this is going to be your flash and effects that you want to put on your pictures, timer, flash on, off or auto. Come back to here, back into your settings. You got the three little dots here at the very top of the screen, just here. If you touch that, what this does then is opens up your whole main settings. So from here, you've got your exposure, your ISO, white balance, metering modes. You've got your HDR on and off. Tap to take a photo rather than using the touchscreen button. You've got the video size. So video size is here. So UHD, your Ultra 4K, it's 16:9, 3840x2160. You've got WQHD, 2560x1440. You got 1920x1080, that's your full HD, 1280x720, and you got the VGA 640x480 as well. You've also got the recording mode, so you can select if you want normal recording, if you want to reduce the size and limit for MMS. You've got your slow and fast motion, and you've also got smooth motion. Smooth motion is really good. It's a higher rate. I think it's about 100 frames per second, so it gives you almost like cinema quality recording. You've got your video stabilization. That only works in certain modes. I think if you've got it on like the maximum resolution, then you're unable to use that. That's why it's grayed out. You've got location tags, storage location, grid lines if you want your grid lines on or off. Voice control, which is handy. You can say something like smile, cheese, shoot, and it will take the photo just from voice. Volume key, as I said before, it can take the picture for you, record the video, or use it for zooming in and out. And then obviously you can reset all your settings. So that's pretty much the camera interface. The one thing with this, it is obviously quite a detailed camera interface. So you can make it as simple as you want, just leave it on auto. But if you want to play around with other settings and ISOs and stuff, then by all means this will have the right camera for you, the one that you're going to need. Alright, so you probably saw it before when I had a little error. So basically, you've got your home button, you've got your back button, and here, this is where you scroll through and look at your outstanding apps that you've got open. So it's like a sort of staggered tray effect. You can just scroll down and anyone that you want to go to. So say we wanted to go into settings, just tap into your settings and you're here. Go back into it. Anything that you want to swipe off, you can just swipe. And the good thing with this is if you want to get rid of all of your icons, they're all gone just in one hit. So now if I go back, I've got no recent applications that are open. The other thing I wanted to show you at the top here, so these are your other toggles. So there's a load of toggles here that you can select from depending on how much you want to do with the phone. There's lots of things like side key panel, NFC. I'll show you the side key panel. So basically, as you can see here, side key panel. So this is the idea of this is, let me just try and move it. There we go. Okay, so the idea of the side key panel, because of a phone this size, is to make it a bit more easier for yourself. So if you wanted to, you can press that, but I've got no recent apps. This is your back key, and obviously home takes you to home. So say if I went into, let me see, just open up a couple of applications for you. So let's say voice recorder, come back, and let's say we do video, come back. Okay, let's come back out of that one. Okay, so now if I went in here, then you can see you can select through here as you did before. If I then wanted to come home, I could just press that. So it just makes your life easier for one-handed use. I mean, I haven't got the biggest of hands, and I know I have heard people say that it's just not good for one-handed use, but to be honest, a phone this size, you're generally going to be using two hands, and I don't find it to be an issue. So as I say, this, you could toggle this anywhere around, only on the sides. So just press and hold if you want to get rid of it. Just take that up to the recycle bin. Oh. I'm just trying to get rid of it now. Actually, what I'll do, it's easier if you do it this way around, because there we go, side key panel. There you go, and now the side key panel's gone. Another thing that they've done here to make life easier for a phone this size, if you press and hold the back button, you'll notice that you've got selected icons here where you can have like dual apps onto the screen. So let's just say if I put Gmail, so press and hold, I'll drag in the Gmail, and let's say we want to go Play Store, press and hold on Play Store, bring that in, and there you go, and that's going to load up the Play Store. So as you can see now, I'm using two at the same time. A number of things you can do from here, so I can scroll down, reduce the size of the screen if I wanted to, bring that one up. You can tap on here if you want. You can switch, rotate the screen. So now I've got the Google Play at the bottom, so you could be, I don't know, say looking at your games list. So it's really handy for doing two actions here at the same time. If for an instance you wanted to say minimize, so now there's something here called floating icons. So this is the icon that's here. Even if I tap to come home, you'll notice that the icon is always there. So let's say if I went back into my Gmail and then tapped on this icon, and this is also resizable, so you can expand it, you can also reduce it, make it smaller, move it somewhere offset to the screen. You can tap back here, and if you want to make this full screen, you can just tap that and it's going to then activate. Again, any of the two corners, another good feature, you just bring down from any corner of the screen, and what they've done, they've just made it easier, so for your one-handed use. So now I can quite easily, let's have a look, go into the Google Play Store, scroll through, all with one hand, nice, easy and accessible. Then if you just want to get rid of this, you can press and hold it, bring it to the bottom of the screen. Oh, I let it go too early. Let's try again. Bring it to the bottom of the screen. And there you go. So it's back to the dual mode. Okay, so as I say, you can tap on that and click minimize, and that makes that a floating icon. Same here, you can tap on this one and minimize. So now you see that I've got two floating icons. They're always there no matter what screen I'm on, and at any time I can just tap it and open them back up, just like so. I believe you can have up to 7 of these orb or pop-ups, so up to 7 I think is the maximum, which to be honest is more than enough. I don't think you'll need too many of them, but it's just nice to know that the feature is there. So there's a lot of features on this handset for a phone this size, just to make it easier for those that do want to have one-handed use. I mean, another one that I like as well is you push in and out. So there you see the screen size is reduced, so that works on the left side as well as the left. So now you can see I've actually using the phone one-handed, still as quick as if it's in full view. I can go into my app drawer, scroll through the app drawer from here. It's got an on-screen home button, works really well. And obviously if you want to get back to your full screen, little icon here at the top, just tap on that and it brings you back to full screen. So that's another thing I really like about this handset. Samsung's really thought about the design. It's really good for all kinds of daily use, and they're making sure that if you do still want to carry on with one-handed use or just for comfortability, they've given you quite a few options in there that you can use. So now what I'll do, we'll move on to the S Pen, and as you know the S Pen's docked here at the bottom. So when you undock the S Pen, it comes up here with a number of options. So the first one is Action Memo, the second one is Smart Select, third one you've got Image Clip, and last but not least you've got Screen Write. So let's start with the first one. So this is your Action Memo, really handy. So if you want to just jot a note down, so I don't know, let's say you want red, and let's just say 515. Okay, so then what you can do here, you've got a number of choices. Anytime you hover over an icon, it will flash up on the screen exactly what it is. So you can discard this if you wanted to, you can save it. Over here you've got more options. You can minimize, so basically minimizing, similar to the orbs, brings it down into that floating icon, and doesn't matter what screen you're on, even if you're in the app drawer, that icon will always be there. Tap it, you'll reopen the icon again. You can move it around the screen where you need to. Over here, if you want, it's a sort of color picker. So if you wanted, you can pick a different color and you can write with it like that, orange. You got your rubber, so if you want to rub anything out, that's that gone. This is the selection tool, really handy. So here you can, it recognizes obviously if there's numbers or text in there, so you can call the number. This is where you can go into a contact or create a contact. If you want, you can message this note to somebody, email it, go look online. So if you've got something, you wrote it down, you want more information, you can go online. If it's a location, it'll open up a map for you, and obviously this is to save it as a task. Really handy, and so that's pretty much it for this. Is to minimize the size of it, how big or small you want the window, and I'll just press the X button. Do I want to discard? I'll say yes. So as I said, if you exit out whichever application you choose, once you take the S Pen out, there is a button here. Try and bring it a bit closer. There you go. So there's a little button. So if you press that, hover over the screen and touch the button, this brings up the selection again. So if you go next, we'll go for Smart Select. So I think one of the better places I can show you for Smart Select would be over here, and I'll just show you it online as well. So if we go into here, so what you'll notice with this pen, it scrolls down. Okay, so you can scroll up. If you go to the top of the screen, hover, it scrolls up, and if you come to the bottom of the screen, it scrolls down as well. Really handy, so you can go slowly or fast as well. So with regards to the selection, you can, let's do a Smart Select. So Smart Select allows you to drag, drop. So if I wanted these, so there you can see. Now I can collect it and then obviously select more, which is then saved into my scrapbook. I can share this if I wanted to share it. This will save it in my scrapbook, and you've got more options here. Remember I said the 3, and that's just giving you some help. So What I'm going to do is just back out of this one. I'll just show you it on the internet as well. So it works in pretty much the same kind of way. So press the button, gives you the selection tool. If you click on Smart Select, you can drag down, say if you just wanted to, and there you go, it saves them for you. I'll hit the download. So say if I wanted to add, I'll click on the add button, and then it's going to allow me to add more, and I could download that one. So now you can see over here you've got a little blue icon. If I bring that a little bit closer for you, so on that icon it's going to drop down and then show you all the collection of images that you have, and if I tap the icon it's going to close that off again. From here you can tap, open this up, and again you've got your choices. Permanently save it in your scrapbook, you can share it with others. This is a selection tool for help, so I'm just going to back out of this one and then go back to my home screen. Do I want to discard? I'm going to say yes, I want to discard. Okay, so that was the first two selections. So the third one is image clip. So third one, image clip, is very similar. What this allows you to do is, rather than an accurate shape, you can draw any sort of shape that you want to, and there you can see it saved my wiggly shape. You can change it to a circle, and it was quite a nice perfect circle. If you want, you can make it into a square. This one, it's transform into an auto shape, so if I left it as the one I had, same sort of options as before, so you can save it in your scrapbook, you can share it with others. The three dots means more info, and that's if you want any help with this. So I'll go back. So sometimes if you want a bit more detail, or you just want to cut out text and just save an image, that's one of the handier options that you can use. So come back here, and this is obviously screen write. So there you go. See, really quick. It's going to process the image for you now. And now this is the actual image. I don't know if you could pick that up. I think on the black you might see there is a little pen moving around just underneath the S Pen itself. So up here you've got various types of pen. So we can go with that one. This adjusts the thickness. Let's go orange because it's going to be a nice easy colour for you to see. And you could just write whatever you want over the top. Okay there, so there you can see it's really handy. You got your rubber, you can rub things out just by touch. So like so, just touch whatever text you want, that will rub the text out. Next you can crop the image, you can undo anything that you've done on the screen, redo, share the image, cancel the image, and you can save the image. So this is, I'm just going to cancel the image. The other thing I must say though is, let's get back to text, it is very responsive. I hope that comes across quite well, because as soon as you write, it is there. I have got the vibration sensitivity on, just gives it a bit more sort of realism when you're writing as well. So we'll disconnect that one, we'll discard this one. The S Pen as well does have, let's go into settings, and S Pen has its own settings. So there's your air command on, basically an air view. Basically with the air command and your air view, if I go back into the gallery, what you'll notice here is that you can hover and it gives you a blown up image of the picture. So that's really handy. So you get a bigger image, and then again you've got various icons that pop up here. So the first one is you can screen write from here, you can edit the image, share the image, or delete the image. So let's go back into the settings for your S Pen. It's this one. You got your pointer. So as I say, I don't know if you can pick it up. If I come a bit closer, there is a dot just there. You can just see it moving around on the screen. So you can turn that off if you want. Your S Pen alerts, so basically if you walk away from your S Pen, and this, bearing in mind this only works when your phone's in standby, so if you left your S Pen on the table and you walked away, this will vibrate, the phone vibrates, it plays a little melody, and you get a caption across the middle of your screen saying you need to go back and retrieve the S Pen. So I highly obviously recommend you tick that box. S Pen detection, you can disable that feature. Extend your battery life, so when it's attached, it will save a little bit on your battery. S Pen sound, so you can have the sound on or off. So obviously it played a little melody when there you go. So if I take this pen out, same again. So you can have that little melody on or off. Vibration feedback, as I said, I've got mine on, so just when you're writing text, it just makes life that little bit easier. You've got detachment options, so basically when you detach the S Pen, you can have it do nothing, you can have it open the action memo, or have it open air command, and obviously I've got mine set to opening the air command. You got the attach detach sound, so there's some other sounds, or you can have them off. And attach detach vibration, so do you want the feedback when you attach and detach the actual pen itself? Let me go back into the browser. Let's go forwards. So same here on the internet page, so you can scroll down just by hovering the S Pen on the screen, and again you can scroll up just by hovering the S Pen. Really handy. So anywhere there's like a text bar where you can input text, you'll notice here, if I come in a bit closer, you'll see like that little T comes up. So if you hit that icon, what this allows you to do, so let's go back in here, text. So what this allows you to do is this one. You can delete the text that's here, and it's handwriting recognition, so let's just say see if it recognises sky.com. It has done. And hit the globe, and then off it goes. I'm going to take me to the sky.com. There you go. So that works as well. So that's another handy feature that the S Pen does as well. So whenever there's a text box, you're good to go. The same thing as if you go with text messages. Let me create a message. So what you can do here as well, tap the T, and it just says enter your message. So you could just say hi. Oh, let's delete that one. Didn't recognise my writing. There we go. Hi guys. Still hope you're well. Okay, and as you notice, I was writing there and joined up writing, and it still managed to understand it, no problem. And then from here, you can send the message, delete the message. If you want, you can go into drawing mode, return, obviously delete, and obviously if you want to go back to your normal full screen, then you can go full screen here as well. So I'm just going to take it off. So the S Pen does have a lot of features. I must say, to be honest, I did and ah about how much I'd use the S Pen, and I do use it quite a bit, to be honest. It's just handy to have it, quick notes, or quickly jot down someone's number, or you need to make a quick note. I have got the widget on here, I believe. There we go. So this is like the S Note widget. So there you've got you can have a voice note there, text note, you can have picture note. So if you open up the S Note app itself, you can add, so this will open up a new sheet, and again you can start writing text down. This is a complete sheet on here. You got your various different choices of pens, your presets, so how thick or thin you want it to be, maybe change your colour. There we go, and you can see, and it is pressure sensitive as well. So if I'd go for something a little bit thicker, let's have something like that one. Let's go with the blue. Okay, so you see if I go light, and if I go heavy, you see it's slight thin and thicker trails there as well. You can also, on the widget, if you go into here, it's going to load up another screen. Again, you can do more editing here on the go if you wanted to. You've got your photo note, so if there's something in the paper, a letter, magazine article, as you can see here at the moment it's saying no content detected. Switch to manual mode for better results. So this is mainly for text. So if you, let's see if I can find something, see if it's going to pick up some text. Let's have a look. So let's see if it's going to pick anything up on here. Yes, so I think that'll do. Okay, so it's going to process. And then it's going to load. Once it's done that, again, doesn't take very long. There you go, look at that. And again, as you notice, I didn't take that dead straight. I was actually a little bit on the wonky side there, but it does straighten everything out for you. Here you've got various thumbnails here. You can adjust them. You can delete the text if you want to delete the text. You can change the size of it as well. If you want to write over the top, oh, sorry, let's get it back into. So if you wanted to, you could write over the top. You can maybe highlight something on here if you wanted to. I don't know, maybe put a little arrow in here. Selection mode. There we go, that's the one I was looking for. So you can adjust if you wanted to and bring that in. There you go, you can maybe shorten it a little bit. So this is like just cropping to make it a little bit smaller if you wanted to. And same options as before, so you can delete, go back, you can insert, add page and share it with others. So I'll just go back and I'll discard this because I'm not going to save it. And there's obviously your voice note there if you wanted to leave a voice note. So as I did say, this is got an amazing battery. I think I have got some screenshots here that I can show you of the battery life, just to give you an idea of the sort of times that I've been getting. Screenshots. Let me bear with me 1 second. There you go. So that one, you can see there, I got 4 hours 23, and that was alongside the phone being on for, there we go, 1 day, 18 hours, 9 minutes, 38 seconds on the battery. I think I've got another one here. I've got 3 hours 46 minutes on this one, and that was on for 1 day, 5 hours and 51 minutes. So as you can see, I'm getting some really good times. Let's have a look at this one. This was 1 day, 13 hours 32 minutes, and that was on for 4 hours 2 minutes. This one again, 5 hours 2 minutes, and that was on for 21 hours and 50 minutes. So all in all, it's a really good battery, included with the fast charging as well. That's another really impressive feat. So that's my review of the Note 4. I highly recommend this handset. I really like it. Nice to hold in the hand, nice and light, great for playing games, even better for watching movies. So if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and leave any comments or questions down below. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.